Should we start, Shishmagara?
Yes, and I have started
Okay.
the live,
Sure.
so it's all yours. Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Um, I know this is a very interesting month. I'm not sure how many of you know it is Magha Masa, which is basically, a big. Meaning itself is big. We spoke last couple of sessions. We have been talking about incompletions, unclutching, and living the yogic life. So this time, I thought, let me talk about some very interesting topic from Upanishad itself. Now, the purpose, what I'm talking, it is not to tell you in depth about Upanishad because that will take a lot of time. Even I am not capable of telling you in depth about Upanishad. Now, there are a couple of Upanishads which I felt were very interesting and important for us as meditators. And that is the reason why I picked up this topic on Mandukya Upanishad. So let me first ask people who are there, like, when I say Mandukya Upanishad, what do you mean by, what do you understand the meaning of that? The meaning of the word Mandukya Upanishad. What is the meaning of that? The Mandukya, what does that mean? Or Mandukya, either way. Where has it that derived from, that word?
I think it's from frog.
Correct. And why is it called from frog? Okay, I'll make it simple, right? So, how many of you know the meaning of Upanishad, first of all? The word Upanishad, the meaning of it. Very simple. Nighantu, they say, right? Nighantu meaning of Upanishad. I'm not talking about, the pure Sanskrit meaning. Nighantu meaning of Upanishad. And the source of it.
It's the book of knowledge of wisdom.
True, to an extent. And where has it been, what is the origination of that?
It came directly from gods. I mean, that is what I understand.
Okay. So I'll tell you one thing. What Upanishad basically means, it's a simple breakup of the mean. Upa, right? Upa Pradhan Mantri, Upa Rashtrapati. Upa means below, right? Shad means Parishad. We call Parishad and everything, which is in Hindi or Sanskrit, which is basically a combination or a place where you store or keep, right? Upanishad is where the knowledge of all the core part comes and gets stored. That's Upanishad in a very Nighantu way. It's a culmination of all the knowledge which has been given to us. That's Upanishad. The source of Upanishad is all Vedas. Right? There are 108 Upanishads, and each Upanishad has some combination from. And okay, first I will ask you, how many Vedas do we have?
4.
Technically, there are 5. Reason being, the Yajur Veda has 2 sections to it: Krishna Yajur Veda and Shukla Yajur Veda. Which basically, because it's a Yajur Veda and segments of both, we call it 4, but technically 5. And these 108 Upanishads are derived from there. Now, from where we are picking this one Mandukya Upanishad, this is from Atharvana Veda. Right? There are 31 Upanishads which are pertaining to Atharvana Veda. Mandukya Upanishad is from there, one of them. Now, why Mandukya or Mandukya? Mandukya is frog. As Haraniji, I think you said it's rightly, it's frog. But why name something from frog? Right? Because if you look at it, Isha Upanishad or Amrita Upanishad, they're different naming. Why name from based on frog? Why not lion, or why not deer? Simple reason being, again, this is based on what I have read. If you look at frog, when does frog comes out? Only when it rains. So what happens to the frog from the rest of the time period of the 9 months when there is no rain? You can't see it. So technically, 9 months of the 12 months, frog is in a hibernation mode. 3 months, it comes out to tell the world about that his presence in the place. Similarly, Mandukya Upanishad basically or the expectation is that 9 months or 3/4 of your life, you are in the hibernation mode. 3/4 of the time, you are in hibernation mode, meaning you are concentrating on yourself. When a Paramaguru concentrates on himself for 3/4 of the life, the 1/4 of the life is what they come out and give you all, they make the presence felt. And they give you profound knowledge, which they share with the world. That's why it's Mandukya Upanishad. Now, Mandukya Upanishad, I'm not sure if any of you have heard about Amruto Upanishad. Have you ever heard about Amruto Upanishad?
No.
Okay. So Amruto Upanishad is an Upanishad or Mukto Upanishad. It's both same. It is one of the Upanishads in 108 Upanishads which is there. This is a conversation between Sri Rama and Sri Hanuman, where Sri Rama is telling Sri Hanuman about the Upanishads, the origination and all that. There he says that Mandukya Upanishad, just one Upanishad, is enough for salvation. Anybody wants to get liberation from the world, just the Mandukya Upanishad is enough. You don't have to look at the rest 106 Upanishads. Right? Why is that so? And then the interesting part is Mandukya Upanishad is the smallest of all Upanishads. It has only 12 verses. That's it. The entire Upanishad is only 12 verses. But it is so powerful and so profound that Gaudapada, I'm not sure how many of you know Gaudapada. Gaudapada is a guru of Adi Shankaracharya. He wrote a Karika on it, only on that. And Shankaracharya, after reading it, he realized that it is not enough to tell everybody. So he wrote Bhashyam. So the way it goes is there's a Karika. If you explain more, it becomes a Bhashyam. And if you go even deeper into it, it becomes a Tika. So he wrote Bhashyam on it. And the entire Upanishad is only 12 verses. Now, I know I cannot go into Sanskrit meaning of each verse and the meaning of, I'm not going to do that because the topic here is why Mandukya Upanishad, and for meditators like us, why is it important? To path that we have picked up, how do we go further into the same path of salvation, knowing yourself, or whatever be the case, right? That is the whole purpose of this particular topic. So let me start with the first profound statement. So the way this whole Mandukya Upanishad starts is, it only says one thing, a very simple line. I'll read the first shloka from there, not even the full, but we need to understand, and I'll explain why I'm saying whatever, right? Om Mityam Aksharam Idam Sarvam Tasyopavyakyanam Bhutam Bhavad Bhavashya Diti Sarvomkaram Eva. So technically what it means is, it starts with a profound statement saying the entire world, the whole universe is Omkar. There's nothing more to it. All the Bhuta, Bhavishya, Ityadi, it's all Om. There's nothing more to it. Now, when you start listening to this one statement, you feel like, I mean, okay, we have heard all the other French and all other people coming and saying that, hey, by the way, sun is also saying Om, and we have heard from many of our gurus that Pranamam is the paramount sound which is there in the entire universe. But if you go deeper into this particular line, you will realize that if you think about it, what the entire Upanishads in the Mantra Upanishad is another one that you can think about. It clearly says that when Shiva or Paramashiva or the God which is unmanifested, which is what we are praying to. Technically, when you're sitting in a meditation, the ultimate goal is to find out the unmanifested form of the God. What at least the Amrita Upanishad, another Upanishad says that Shiva, when or the formless form, Ekoham Bahushyamata, that was the wish that came to the mind. Ekoham Bahushyamata, let me manifest into many forms. That's why when Patriji says vegetarianism, because that is the basis of it. The plants, the trees, the mountains, everything is Ekoham Bahushyamata. God manifested himself into many, many forms. But how did the entire thing start? The first thing that started this entire universe was Nada. Nada is sound. When sound came, the space was created. The dimension of space got created. That is Nada. From that Nada, you got Bindu. Bindu is basically a drop. Is in a Nighuntu way, it's called drop. Some people say when you close your eyes and you see a purple light in front of you or a purple dot in front of you, that's Bindu. That's also one. But if you look at the creation of the world form, Bindu is basically that longevity or time. So that is when the space and time factor came into play. When the space and time came in, the third thing which came was Kala, or it is also known in other books as Kama Kala. Kama, I know we have got a bad, when I say Kama, everybody thinks Kama is something, Kama is basically in a very simple way, it's wish. That's why you have Kameshwara, Kameshwari names, right? It's a wish. Kama Kala means based on Kala means we say that he's a Kalakar, means there are a lot of features or a lot of numerous how do I say Kalakar in English? Talents.
Artist.
Right? Artist, correct. So when you say Kama Kala means God to started taking very, very forms based on just as a Kala, as a wish. He started showing all the features, all in a body, in a normal area, right? That is Kama Kala. That is what gave you the length, breadth, depth, everything else into the universe. But if you start going back, you are basically moving away from a 3D. They say, generally everybody says, oh, God has the nth dimension. Actually, God has no dimension. It is zero. There's nothing there. Everything that God created after that is a Maya. From that point on, everything God created was for us to be formed. But He is dimensionless. So if you look at the way Amrita Upanishad, why am I quoting both Amrita Upanishad and Madukya Upanishad is, Amrita Upanishad says, the way to connect by taking away all the dimensions and connecting to the God, the only way to connect the God is Omkara. Omkar is the one pranava which will help you connect to the Brahma or the formless form. But what you have to look for or do is to go behind it. So what was behind it? Silence, space. Because first came Nada, from where this sound as a dimension came. But if there was nothing, then that is where you are actually reaching the formless state of the God, which is basically the ultimate truth that you are looking for. So what you are trying to get to is this silence. Everything else that you're doing is a method to remove those dimensions away from your mind, slowly and steadily. Like you're looking at, that's why when we spoke about unclutching, right? Or all the activities, basically what we're trying to do is from all those like incompletions, unclutching, all that, We are trying to remove all the three-dimensional Maya that has been created around us, slowly, steadily. Once you let go of all those three-dimensional activity, then you come to the two dimensions, which is time and space, which is where you will hear a lot of our meditation masters talking about spatial travels, going to other areas. That is where you are able to do that, because now your three-dimensional activities and nth dimension, which is sitting on the earth, or we are watching every day, is becoming irrelevant for you. You're now going to get to a time and space, where time and space, there is no past, there is no present. There is a present, future, but there's no distance that you're planning to go through. Now, if you take a step back, then there is no time itself. There is no past, there is no present, there is no future. Only thing that exists is space and the sound. And if you go even behind, then you will have, only thing that you will have is the silence, where, like many of our gurus have said, dhyata, dhyeya, dhyana, dhyata, dhyeya. All three have become only one. There is nothing beyond it. So dhyana, dhyata, dhyeya, all have become single pointed one. That's the complete silence. When I say silence, there's a joke, right? I mean, there's a dumb guy also does not talk. Mahagyani also does not talk. Doesn't mean that both are same. Dumb guy cannot talk because he cannot talk. A Jnani does not talk because he need not talk, because he has the complete bliss and complete knowledge, for which he need not talk to people or explain to people or do anything like that. If you go sit in front of them, you will know what is going on. So that mauna itself is a state where you are not just mauna from your mouth, you are maunam with your thoughts, you are maunam with your entire, indriyas. Everything has become maunam. When they say indriyas have become maunam, there is no attachment anymore. Everything is gone, because your indriyas don't have any need. Or when I say, tongue has a need to go taste something. If tongue has become mauna, that means there is nothing. I don't need to taste anything. My eyes, I keep watching. I like gold. I like some dresses. I like watch. I like this. I like car. But eyes have become mauna means I have nothing. I have nothing to watch for anything. There's no attachment anymore. The indriyas have become mauna. Your brain has become mauna. That means there's no thoughts. You're always in a state of bliss. That is where we are trying to reach. Now, how does it impact us? Because there are a lot more. I will go into more details on Madukya Upanishad, but I wanted to stop today only with the first shloka that has been told on the Omkara, and why it says that past, present, future, everything is Omkara. Now, if you look at it, sorry, I lost my chain of thought. So, to what I was saying, right? Everything has become mauna completely. Like, all the activities, your brain, your tongue, everything has become mauna. Now, how does it impact or relate to our body? If you look at it, your, Pindanda and your Brahmanda, or basically the space, they are exactly same. They are replica of each other. We think that we are different. It's not different. We are exactly same. Now, if everything is exactly same, then how does a Nada Bindu Kala impact us? You will ask me. Simple thing is, the breathing that you do in your body, that's your Nada. The heartbeat that is going on in your body, the blood pressure that moves in your body, those are all nada. Those are the sound. And where is the space factor? If you look at, I'm not sure how many of you, anybody has read here Tao of Physics? It's written by a PhD guy from Italy, but it's called Eastern Mysticism and Western Science, Tao of Physics. Has anybody read it? If not, I would recommend everybody to read that book called Tao of Physics. It basically, he says that if I take away all the space from the atoms that we have in our body and all the organs, everything else, and if I squeeze the body, your entire body, the weight of your body would be as big as a golf ball. So if you're weighing a 200-pound person, if I just squeeze all the space from your body and try to squeeze everything into a small ball, your entire body, the 200 pounds, is just the size of a golf ball. But we keep growing, right? From a baby all the way, we keep growing, our weight keeps increasing. But if you look at it, the organs and everything remain in the same spot where they're supposed to be. That is because the space is evenly keeps growing. So when they say, the universe is growing, it's very similar to how human beings grow. From a baby point, it keeps growing, but it stops at some point in time. Some people it goes longer, some people is less, but that's a space which is within our body. So that space is also there in our body, right? If you look at your longevity, you have longevity. You have a birth and you have a death. There's a time factor in your own body. And kala or kama kala, everybody has a different feature. Everybody has a different art that they can bring or say or do. So there's no difference in the way Brahmanda has been formed or the way it is existing versus the way you are. Now, how do I bring these two together? The way we bring this together is to focus on the nada, not your kala, not your bindu, but on the nada. Nada is heartbeat, blood pressure, the blood which drops on your, there's a seconds time drop, and your swasa. So if you go deep into your breathing itself has a sound. It has a very subtle sound, very, very subtler than heartbeat, subtler than your blood flowing in your body. There's a very subtle sound. Once you are able to hear that subtle sound of your breath deep inside your body, that you have already reached a spot where you are talking about nada, that is the penultimate starting point of this universe. So you have reached very, very close to God, where now you have to only figure out is the silence. You need to also forget about the nada, which is a sound coming from your body. You need to focus only on the silence, which is there, which is basically, if you look at it, you breathe in, there is a silence before you breathe out. Once you breathe out, there is a silence before you breathe in. There's also silence involved. Only thing is we don't focus on it. But at that point in time, once you have reached that nada state, now you are completely thinking about that space, which is silence. I know I have tried to explain, but I'm not sure. Any questions here? Or was it even digestible, whatever I'm saying? Are you able to comprehend?
Yeah, it is comprehensible, but I think there are certain aspects that I was not even aware of. So I think I will also have to do a little more reading to be able to match a lot of what to be able to connect the exact dots that you're referring to, Ram. I have not heard of
Absolutely.
a lot of the information that you've shared today, which is really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend everybody, right? Like say, Tao of Physics is a book that I would recommend everybody to read. Read Mukta Upanishad. Again, I have a book on Madukya Upanishad by Swami Chinmayananda. Very good book. It's in English. I would say read that book. Very interesting. Only 12 shlokas, but lot of. But then there's one more song that I wanted to play, and I don't want you to meditate or anything like that, but I want you to. This is a Kabir Doha, and all that I have told now, it is very surprising to me that Kabir, who may not have read the way all the Upanishads and all the Vedas, or maybe he would have read in all the Janmas or the previous Janmas, but the entire Upanishad of Mandukya Upanishad, he was able to bring it down into one single song, which was really profound for me, that somebody can write the entire thing in single song. And I want for us to just close our eyes. I'll play that song. I want you to close the eyes. Don't try to make a meaning out of it, because some people may understand Hindi, some people may not understand what Kabir is saying. But I'm sure that if you are able to just listen to it, close your eyes, just listen to it, you will realize that so many things that we have been talking, Kabir was able to say it in a very simple way, without, for the people who are, may not be as educated as us, or may not have heard or read anything in Hindi. He just gave that sarans of the entire Mandukya Upanishad in a very simple way. So I'll play that song. What I would request all of you is to close your eyes, right? Close your eyes and just listen to the song. Is that okay? All of you? It's about a 10-minute song, but
Sure.
just close your eyes and just listen to it. Can you hear? Can everybody hear?
Yes.
Yes.
Just close your eyes and listen to this.
गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी 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 सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 सुनता है सुनता है पहिले आए पहिले आए नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमाया पानी पानी हो जी पहिले आए नाद बिंदु से पीछे जमाया पानी पानी हो जी सब घाट पूर रहा है अलख पुरुष निर्वाणी हो जी निर्वाणी हो जी सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी 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 सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 सुनता है सुनता है सुनता है सुनता है वहाँ से आया, वहां से आया पता लिखाया, वहां से आया पता लिखाया, कृष्णा तो उन्हें बुझाई बुझाई, कृष्णा तो उन्हें बुझाई बुझाई, अमृत छोड़ सो विषय को धावे, अमृत छोड़ सो विषय को धावे, उलटी फांस फसानी हो जी, फसानी हो जी, सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञानी, सुनता है सुनता है सुनता है सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, गगन मंडलू में मंडलू में, गगन मंडलू में गोपियाँ, गगन मंडलू में गोपियाँ, भोई पे दई जमाया जमाया, भोई पे दई जमाया जमाया, माखन माखन संतों ने खाया, माखन माखन संतों ने खाया, छाज जगत बपरानी हो जी, बपरानी हो जी, सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, सुनता है सुनता है सुनता सुनता है सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी झीनी झी सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, बीन धरती एक एक, बीन धरती एक मंडल दिसे, बीन धरती एक एक मंडल दिसे, बीन धरती एक मंडल दिसे, बीन सरोवर जू पानी रे, बीन सरोवर जू पानी रे, गगन मंडलू में हो बुझियाला, गगन मंडलू में हो उजियाला, बोले गुरु मुख बानी हो जी, मुख बानी हो जी, सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी, सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी ज्ञानी सुनता है सुनता है सुनता है सुनता, ओ हम सो हम है गुरु ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञानी। गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी 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 झीनी। सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी। सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी ज्ञानी। कहे कबीरा कबीरा कहे कबीरा सुनो भाई साधो। कहे कबीरा सुनो भाई साधो। जाई अगम की बानी रे जाई अगम की बानी रे। दिन भर रे जो नजर भर देखे अगर अमर हो निशानी हो जी निशानी हो जी। सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी 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 ज्ञानी। गगन में आवाज हो रही झीनी 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 झीनी। सुनता है गुरु ज्ञानी ज्ञानी ज्ञानी।
So I'm not sure how many of you understand Hindi, but like people who at least know the concepts, you will realize that there's so many things that he has said very simply in the entire song itself. Like, but I'll just tell about what he's saying. Right? Sunta hai Guru Gyani, Gagan mein awaaz ho rahi jheeni jheeni. So what is it? He's saying all the Guru Gyanis are listening to the sound which is happening in the universe, which is nothing but pranavam or omkar. They just slowly, steadily listening to that sound. So basically, if you look at it all through, he has spoken about soham, oham, soham, right? Baja, baje. So that's the sound which is being created. And you do uchvasa, nishvasa, or what we say, or anapanasati. So you're doing that, you're basically doing is churning. And what he's saying is, I know I'm not sure if you again understand, he's saying God gave you milk, right? All the sons are eating makhan, everybody else is having charge. Charge is basically buttermilk in a Nigantu way, right? So what does that mean? If you look at it, Krishna, he used to eat butter, makhan. How do you make a makhan? When you get the milk, you churn the milk. When you churn the milk, the makhan comes up over on top of the milk. And Krishna used to eat the makhan. So he is the Jnani who is eating the makhan. What is left? If you take up the makhan, only charge is left because all the makhan is gone. So how do you get the makhan? By doing churning. How do you churn? By doing oham soham or breathing. So breathing helps you in churning the milk. What is milk? Milk is nothing but the amrit or the original prana shakti that you brought with you when you came to this world. So by doing this anapana, you are doing the churning of that, of your atma, your brahman, your chitta. That will help you to reach a spot where you are able to get the makhan from there. That is what you eat. But if you don't do it, what you are left is all charge, basically buttermilk. You can enjoy buttermilk, but it is not the makhan that Krishna ate. In a very simple way, I mean, the reason I like this song, I don't know. Again, if you want to listen to it in YouTube sometime later, is just type in Sunta Hai Guru Gyani. It's a Kabir Doha by Kumar Gandharv. Very great singer. But the amazing way how this entire concept, I mean, we'll go a little more deeper into Madukya Upanishad next week, but how this whole concept of Omkaram Aksharam Vidam Sarvam. Simple statement like that has been explained so profoundly by him in that part of song. Any questions from anybody? Has everybody slept?
No, Ram, listening.
There was silence. I thought the song made the trick. Sent everybody to deep trance. I know it's a little heavy topic, but any thoughts?
Yeah, I was going to say same thing. It's a very deep subject, and the music has really put us into trance. Yeah.
So basically, I'm just trying to, again, right, this whole session that I'm doing, it's not a one-way communication. Right? At the end of the day, I'm also learning. I'm also trying to share what I'm capturing from multiple sources into something that I can explain. I may not be perfect. Again, there are many people in the call who know more than me. It's more of a dialogue. I want to have that dialogue to make sure if you have any questions, if you have any more in-depth details to it, do share, because that is what we want in this session.
I think a topic like this, it becomes a dialogue if you can understand what you're actually saying, right? It's not that we can't understand, that's not my point, but my point is this is new information, this is first-hand information, at least for me. So for me to contribute, I have to read a lot more to get on to some page that you are in to be able to have that conversation. I'm just noting down a bunch of stuff that you said so I can go back and do some reading the next day.
Amazing. So the only exercise, again, every week I give an exercise when I have the session. That's the only thing I want to do exercise this time is, as I said, right? First, we are shutting down all the other dimensions that we have, right? All the other kalas that we are looking at, kama kalas that we are looking at, we are trying to shut everything down. We are trying to come to a bindu state, which is more of time, space, right? We always think of past and the present. So you take that down, come to present state, which basically means come to a maunam stage. Maunam is not just about from mouth, but your brain and your indriyas. Everything becomes maun, silent. When you are doing this breath meditation, from today to next week, whenever we meet again, what you need to do is go to the nada or sound. There are three distinct sounds. Your blood pressure, that you will hear more like a second sound, which goes by the second, like 60, 62. Subtler to it is your heartbeat, which is more of a double tap, like it's a tuck, 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 right? It goes like that because it opens and pumps the blood. That's more subtler. So you have to be even more silent mentally and also from all your other surroundings to hear your heartbeat. Go one subtler, listen to your heartbeat. And even more subtler to the heartbeat sound is your sound of your breath, which is the original pranamam itself. And if you go even silent and if you are able to listen to your breath, sound of the breath, and if you go even further down into silence, is when you will hear the original pranava, which is Om. You don't have to say it, you listen to it. That is what is everywhere on this earth or everywhere in this universe. So what we can practice for next 1 week is to focus on nada of your body. So while you are breathing, focus on your blood pressure. Slowly cut off from the blood pressure sound or the blood flowing in your veins, which is a second sound, towards listening to heartbeat. And once you are able to focus on the heartbeat for a while, try to eliminate that and go try to listen to the sound of the breath that you are taking. Can we try that for next 1 week? Let's see how many of us are successful in listening to the sound of the breath.
Yes,
Sure,
Ram,
Ram.
sure.
Definitely, Ram.
So let's try that, and then we'll go to the second topic next week again. I know it's only 10 minutes left. If you want, we can do a 10 minutes meditation and close it, or we can close it now. Either way, I'm good. You want to do 10-minute meditation?
Yes.
Sure. I'll put the sound in there. I'll just put the music on. Slowly rub your hands. Put it on your eyes for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slowly open your eyes. Thank you, everyone. We'll continue this